If I wanted to drop 20 pounds in the next 90 days whilst socializing, going on holidays, having trips, business travel, here's exactly what I do. Hi, my name is Nicole and I help founders and executives who lead busy lives. They got responsibility at home with the kids, the family, as well as work as well, leading teams. And most importantly, they're not a 20-year-old, something that can sit at home, counting their calories, eating out of Tupperware. So this exactly what I'm going to be showing you is exactly what you could be doing in real life and things which I've been doing myself. And so by the end of this video, you'll know exactly the three biggest factors in order to, which are going to get that 80% of the results. So let's get into it. So the first thing is, instead of thinking about goals, it's about thinking about flaws. What is your bare minimum that you want to continue to do? Because this is what's going to help that consistency stay in the long run. So that's the first thing, creating flaws. And there's only three things which I want you to focus on. So the first thing is flaws. So the first one is keeping the body moving. So we still want 3 times strength training. So it doesn't matter if it's a 15-minute workout or a 60-minute workout, still focusing on the largest muscle groups for whatever you have equipment access to. So whether it's body weight access or you've got a full gym, you can always still do something rather than nothing, which is you're going to feel good about yourself and you're going to keep up that momentum. And typically, with many of my clients, and as well as myself, when I work out, I feel good for the rest of the day, or I'm going to continue to make those healthy choices. I'm going to prioritize, drinking good water, eating enough protein. So it's a virtuous cycle upwards. So that's the first. Secondly is keeping active. So 8,000 steps a day. Choose a number. Does it need to be 8? No, it can be 7, it could be 6, it could be 9, it can be 10. Just choose a number that you want that is slightly outside of your comfort zone, because this way you're going to target yourself. You've got something to target. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is around 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, because this is what's going to keep you full. So the first thing in every single meal is, where's the protein? Literally, if I'm going to go out to somebody's house to eat, or if I'm going to a restaurant, the first thing I'll do is either ask them, hey, what are you cooking? Because if there isn't anything, I'll either make something myself. This is a hack. You can make your own food and say, hey, I brought something along for the lunch, for the dinner, and just make sure it's high protein. Or if you go to a restaurant, just making sure that you are going to have something. Like if you're going to go out and have pizza, of course, if you're vegetarian, then I'll just have a protein shake beforehand. So I've ticked that box. And then that way, I don't need to stress about where's the protein coming from, because it's not going to be there otherwise. So that's the third thing. So if you focus on these three things, then this is at least something to focus on. The second thing is red zoning in your calendar. The weeks which really test you. So these are travel weeks, boardroom weeks. These are weeks where you got holidays. And what I want to do in these weeks is damage limitation. The goal isn't to continue to make progress, because that just puts too much stress on these actual weeks when there's other things to be doing as well. So this is the second thing. So red zone in your calendar. So with this one, so trips, holidays, socials, that's what I mentioned. And the key with this is pre-planning. So pre-plan when you're going to be doing your workouts, when are you going to try and get your steps in? What do you need to take with you on the holidays as well, or the trips? Many of my clients, as in, why do I take protein bars with me? A hell of a lot, like 2 per day on average, if it's like a 5 to 7 day trip, because that way, if you're hungry, you got a snack, or you're going to miss a meal because you're too busy, at least you've got something to have there. So that's what I'd be doing there. And then marking in your calendar as well, exactly when is it that you're traveling and stuff, so that you can plan in advance your strength training and things like that. And then the third thing, which I think is the most important, is social rules. So this comes back down to, how do you stay on track with alcohol, which I'll come on to. So the first thing with social rules is sticking to, cutting out liquid calories apart. And I'll come on to alcohol in a moment. But the key thing is as in sugary juices, as in all these cocktails, as in just cutting them out. If you're going to have anything, then it's either alcohol, but strategically, or it's just a little dash of milk in your coffee or tea. So that's the first thing. So no liquid calories. So that's the first thing. Second thing is one plate policy. So I know many places you can go for unlimited food. So literally, if you keep it very simple, you've got a plate over here, you've got a quarter plate protein, quarter plate carbs, half plate veg. Look, that's it. Keep it like that. If it isn't possible to be as granular as this, then aim for something. As if you're vegetarian and you know there's no protein options, then still have the veg, have the carbs, and then have that protein shake beforehand. So then that way, at least you know you're still on track. And then the third thing is all comes back down to alcohol. So having rules in place. So 2 drinks max, whatever it is, and sticking to singles. If you can do that, sticking to singles and not drinking 2 days back to back, letting your body recover. So this way, if you're drinking on a Friday, then you know what? It's no to a Saturday. Sticking to some rule, and this helps in the long run because if you know you're not restricted, then you're going to stick with it in the long run. So that's what I wanted to go through. So just to recap what we went through. So in terms of what I'd be doing if I had plenty of trips, holidays, socials, I'd be having minimum targets which I want to hit during the week, especially in those red zoned weeks when you've got travel. And then when you are keeping to specific rules for yourself, so that especially with the socials, because that's where I see many people go off track on the weekends when they're going to dinners, gala nights, and things like that. So 0 calories, not drinking liquids apart from milk, alcohol, having that the rules for the alcohol, and then also 1 plate policy to manage the portions. So remember, you are the CEO of your body. You're in